Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. It is July 13th, 2020, 10:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hello, you beautiful people. So, I'm just going to wait a few minutes before I start into my little information, I guess is what you would call it. I cannot pull up Facebook because I guess I'm in Facebook jail. I don't typically get on Facebook, but I tried logging in and it says your account is temporarily locked. So that's that, because I was wanting to try to prove something. But as soon as I find it, I will either do another live stream for that particular post. But I just want to tell you all about it. It's pretty interesting. So we have Jen B, Ghana Ball, David Castle. Hello, hello, Melissa Costner. Good to see you all. So I had a very, very, very eventful weekend. Probably one of the best days of my life so far, besides giving birth to my children and getting married. But when you go and you actually meet people that you've met, through the YouTubes here, you actually meet them in the flesh, and you find out that your discernment was right on cue through what you felt through the computer. You meet them in person, and it told you exactly what you felt. You felt goodness, you felt love through that computer, and then once you see them in real life, you're like, wow, it's so much more than what I felt through that screen. And it really is a thing. Discernment and intuition, you can feel it through that screen. And I'm here to live and tell it that it is true. So follow your gut, follow your intuition. From what I gather, John is pretty good. As of last night, I think they had a late night. They stayed up pretty late. I don't know how he's feeling today. I have not talked to him. I've spoken to Rachel a little bit. For those of you all that don't know, when I first came on YouTube, before I even thought about uploading a video, it was 2010, 2011. I have an older account on here somewhere that I cannot log into. So I've been on here longer than what my about says, just saying that. But anyways, through the Mandela Effect community, I've met quite a few beautiful people, and Photo Helix was one of those people. He was the first person to call me Kay. He gave me that nickname. And before I continue, is the sound good? Everything good? So as far as like a bond with someone and meeting people, he was one of the first that I met on this platform. Thanks, Jen. Appreciate it. And throughout the years, I have grown to love this person. Through Christ, we have the same Holy Spirit that resides. I did not want to talk on this subject tonight, but it's just kind of come up. I always try to wing things. I don't like to plan things unless it has to do with like a crime article or something. So please forgive me if I get upset. Last night I was on a live stream on cam. I'm going to put that link in the description box. You all can go and watch that and enjoy it if it'll paste. No, I got to go get it. Hold on just a second. Let me fetch that real quick. Just a second. But yeah, I was on a live stream last night, and we got to talk with Photo and Rachel and some other people. And let's just say I had an amazing time last night. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Jen, do you have that link? Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Totally was not planning on sharing that. but I'll share it anyways. So hold on. So we talked a little bit last night about our visit. I went to Tennessee. It was Friday. I meant to leave Thursday, but he actually had to have a biopsy done on his birthday on Thursday, and he was pretty tired. He was pretty exhausted, so I decided not to leave until Friday. It was about a 4.5 hour drive. So I go, and a good friend of mine on here, Rachel, she also has a channel, Rachel Reenstra. She is a hoot. She's actually on Animal Planet on Saturday mornings. So she has a show that shows up on Animal Planet on Saturday mornings. ABC, I think. I'm not sure. Forgive me, Rachel, if I said that wrong, but it is on Animal Planet, not ABC. Cannot think straight, you guys. Sorry. But anyways, so we both met up and surprised photo. Oh, Charlie's Restaurant allowed us to become his waitresses. We were able to wait on him and to surprise him because he had no idea we were going to go see him. And lo and behold, he keeps looking at me like, like I know that person, but we had masks on. So we thought, we've got this, he's not going to figure out. But the more he looked at my eyes, I walked away and he told his family, I think that's K Smalls. So yeah, he ended up figuring it out just by looking into my eyes. And I mean, I've just met him through here. It's not like we ever met in person. So that was really, really exciting. And once he found out who we were, oh my gosh, you talk about tears, hugs, I love yous. My mom came with me. It's all vlogged. We've got it all on video. We're going to put it together the whole weekend. I cannot wait to share that experience with you. Among other things, he has a lot of paintings. He's an artist. He's a photographer. And he was showing us his paintings. I had no idea. He had already told my mom he was going to give me this particular painting, right? And after he showed us these paintings, I was like, oh my gosh, that one's my favorite. Not knowing that he had went to my mom and told her he was going to give me that particular painting. I had no clue. So let me see what link that is that you shared. Is that the live from last night? Yes. So, Jen B, thank you so much. That's the live from last night that I wanted to share with you all. Thanks so much, Jen. You're on top of it. So I can get back to my story. Anyhow, I ended up having to leave Saturday night, Sunday. I don't know what day I left, but I did not want to go. I did not want to leave. I could have probably stayed there a lot longer, but of course, with husband and kids and everything, I needed to get back home. But I will be going back soon. Rachel's actually still there. She's going to stay another night. So pray for her safe travels. I might show a little bit of her live from last night on this broadcast. I don't want to make this too long of a broadcast, but if you all do feel in your heart to donate, it's PayPal. .me/photohelix77. And so he hasn't worked for a little bit. She works. She actually went back to work this morning. His wife, they have an 11-year-old little girl, and they could just really use your prayers. If anything, your prayers are greatly appreciated. He's also a reverend. He's a preacher, and that man knows his Bible. He has taught me so much throughout the years. I'm very, very fortunate to know such a blessing, to have such a blessing in my life. That whole family is absolutely amazing. You go through life and you come across people, you remember them here and there, but to have somebody come across your life, to actually meet them in person and break bread with these people and love them even more once you see them. It's an absolute amazing thing. And life is too short. And I'm going to do another live stream dedicated to why I'm going to be leaving this drama community. And the events that unfolded this weekend has a lot to do with that. It has a lot to do with it because you know what, guys? Life is way too short. I feel like I have so much more to give on this platform than to listen to people hate on each other. Way too short. Hey, Waffles, you need your wrench. So, it's just way too short. I'm going to dedicate I'm leaving the drama community. Yeah, I'm leaving. I can't. I'm going to unsubscribe. Don't want anybody to take offense to it. I can't do it no more. So, anyhow, I'm going to take a drink of my coffee because I'm getting upset. So, my husband was talking to me last night. And this whole corona thing, right? It's like, what is real? What is not? I know for 100% fact these numbers are being fudged. You know, I'm not saying it's not a real thing. Okay? I've got 2 little stories to tell you guys tonight. Very interesting. You can believe me or you can just say, not believe me. Say that I'm fibbing. But as God is my witness, I know I'm telling the truth. Except on the one thing that I couldn't get into Facebook to prove. I'm just going to tell you all about it. So my husband tells me last night that 2 of his friends are in line to get tested. And the line was very, very long to get tested for C-19, okay? And what they did is they went ahead and filled out all the paperwork and stuff. Ah, Tony Animal, I thought you were already a member. Oh, you upgraded, you goober. Thank you so much, Tony. Tony Animal, welcome to the Ultimate S'more, where you're going to be receiving some more love and some more truth. S'more. Love you, Tony. Love you much. Okay. Tony, you better type in the chat, too. I want to make sure you have your wrench still. All right, so they're in line waiting to get tested. They say that the line is really, really, really long, okay? Now listen to this, guys. They ended up having to leave the line because the line was so long. They never got tested, but they did fill out the paperwork to be tested, right? 3 or 4 days go by, and guess what? Oh, I wish I had somebody up here with me. Guess what? They received paperwork in the mail stating that they were positive for C-19. You heard that right. All they did was fill out the paperwork. They never even got tested. They left. 2 to 3 days later, they received paperwork that they were tested positive. You guys, they are fudging these numbers. They received it in the mail. They never got a test. Okay? Something else I wanted to talk. And I will find that and I will present that. Okay? Something else. And my husband's not going to lie. They have no reason to lie about this stuff. Yeah. So listen to this. I went Wednesday. I went to see a neurologist for my neuropathy. Okay? Because about a month ago, I seen a neurologist. He did an EMG test on me. Okay? I wanted to have the upper and then the lower extremities done. Well, he does the upper. He ends up turning that machine up full blast. Okay? Full blast. My whole right hand goes up and down. I started crying like a baby. It hurt so bad. I've had an EMG test done to test my nerves. He's not supposed to do that. That neurologist was a complete asshole. And yeah, I said that. He was not the neurologist I wanted to see. I wanted to see the original neurologist that I seen a few years back, but he didn't have anything open. His office was actually closed due to this virus, okay? And I was supposed to go back to this neurologist for my lower extremity. I'm like, heck no. No, not if he's going to turn the test at full blast. And his attitude just totally sucked. So I ended up going to see my primary doctor. And I said, look, this neurologist is an a-hole. I don't want to go back and see him. I know he was not supposed to turn the test at full blast. So I had him do another order with the neurologist I originally wanted to go see, so I did that on Wednesday. Now, I thought I was going to have an EMG done, but it was just a consultation. And what he did is he did a 3-part physical eval on me. And when they test for neuropathy, they do a hot cold. It's this weird looking like metal, long metal thing. And they do a hot cold test on you. And then they do another test where it's like a toothpick where it has a sharp end and a dull end, and they keep poking you. So he poked me all over, not all over, but arms, legs, hands, neck, legs, feet, blah, blah, blah. And then he did the tuning fork test on me, okay? And he said, well, I can tell you one thing. He said, you have diabetic funeral neuropathy from head to toe. I do not need to do an EMG test on you. He said, we can have it if they want it done. I can go ahead and schedule it, but I don't need to do it. The physical eval is pretty much, in his eyes, if not better than the electronic. So I was fine by that. So he wrote it up. I got to go pick it up in 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I already knew I had diabetic neuropathy head to toe. I just needed a doctor to confirm that on my records. And I also, for the last 2 weeks, I have no feeling on my left hand and my ring finger, my pinky, and my thumb. Don't ask me why. Feeling's gone. And then 2 of my toes, I have no feeling. But you know what? I try to not ever complain on here. Life goes on. Okay? So, I was talking to this neurologist, right, on Wednesday. And I asked him, I said, what do you feel about this virus? Because he was scared. He literally closed his office for 2 months. This neurologist has a very good down-to-earth attitude about things, very good bedside manner. I felt like I could talk to him. I'm not all for suing Sammy, but everybody that I've talked to, even my primary doctor, said he should not have turned it up full blast. I've had EMGs done. They should not turn it up full blast. He was being a complete, I'm just saying, oh, I wish I would have recorded that. But anyways, I asked him, what do you think about this virus? And he said he was scared. He said he closed for 2 months. He said, but you know what? He said, they cannot contain the COVID part. I said, well, what do you mean they can't contain it? He said, it's not contained. He literally wrote down, and I'm hoping this is in my chart because it was on a back piece of paper that he wrote this and he drew for me. He literally wrote the word HOAX. He said, that's what I think it is. And I guess this doctor knows his physics. He said, all right, look, I'm going to draw this up for you. He said, he drew a circle. He said, this is the center. Inside is the COVID. Okay? He said it has a crown, and he drew a crown around it. He said the crown part is the SARS, is the actual corona. He said, all of these elements of the crown of this virus, we've already been exposed to throughout our lives. And once we're exposed to those, we build up antibodies to those, which can actually cause a false positive because we've already been exposed to those elements. Okay? That there can cause a false positive. He said, now the center, which is the actual corona, he said it cannot be contained. He said, so it's pretty much non-existent. He said, I don't know how else to describe it. He said, but I think most of this is political. That's what he told me. He said, that it's flu season, or it was flu season. He said, but People are dying, yes, but they're also they're adding to death certificates. Okay, so like say if you have somebody that passed away and they're calling it corona, they're just adding that to it. Okay, now there are respiratory and stuff that goes around. I mean, I don't know how else to explain this. I think it's a real thing just because I've seen people on video not being able to breathe right. What is this? But he said they can't contain it. So it makes no sense. Like there's something there. But I've read case studies from the CDC. Okay. It is very hard to catch this virus per se. Okay. Very hard to catch it. Now there's different strains as well. You've got your not so contagious strains, and then you've got your really strong strains. The strong strains are what's killing people, okay? And yeah, 5G actually makes it worse. So I'm like, I don't think I've ever been so confused on anything in my whole entire life. Now, I do know I personally was sick from September to December. I know that I had trouble breathing, okay? I know that I thought I was dying. I went through 3 rounds of antibiotics, antivirals. The only thing that helped me in December was the last round of antibiotics, which was Levaquin and albuterol breathing treatments. That is the only thing that helped me to help me kick this thing. And I still have trouble every once in a while, like, you know, if I walk too fast or something, that's probably asthma from smoking, but it all started back in September. I was laying in bed and just started having trouble breathing. I couldn't even take clothes from the dryer to the washer without being out of breath. That's how bad it was, guys. So I know there's something out there. But I do believe that they're also fudging these numbers on these tests. I had a friend, her mother died. She lives in Canada. They gave her mother too much sleeping medication. Her mother ended up dying. They asked her if they could put COVID on the death certificate. They literally asked her the permission because if they put COVID, they get more money from the state, right? So there is something out there. I'm not going to say it's a hoax. I'm not going to say it's not real. I don't know. I think there's something out there. They are testing for what I don't think they know what they're testing for. That's the thing. If we've already been exposed to all of these different elements, that's causing a false positive. Then how do we know if the tests are even right when they do show up positive? See, it's false positive. I don't know. I don't want to get into no conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. But if you look back, every election year, you guys, look back, there's always some type of pandemic, some type of terrorist thing that goes on, shootings, major shootings, something that happens every election year. There's always something major that happens. And these pandemics, you got the SARS, you've got the H1N1. When did those happen? They happened election years. Okay? Now, 5G. If you all are not aware, the radiation that our routers pull off is not good at all. Do not be close to your router. You need to be within 7 to 10 feet away from that thing. They do make boxes. I've talked about this for years. They make boxes that cover your router to help reduce the amount of radiation. Okay? And I didn't know this as far as radiation goes. Granite countertops actually give off a certain type of radiation and cause a certain type of cancer. Granite countertops. Look it up. It's not a conspiracy. All right, let me go to the chat here real quick. I haven't been looking at it. Yeah, you see a lot of OMGs. Yeah, that's how I felt too. Melanie G, you can email me, ksmalls with the number 4 truth@yahoo.com. Just put C-19 in the subject line, if you don't mind. Aaron Berkey, how are you? Painful, what's up? Autumn Kite, how are you, sweetheart? Diane H, I will, it's a hoax, just to mess with the election. Otherwise, here, let me find your comment here on StreamYard. There you go. All right, there you go. Ebola, that's it, Dags. That's it. Her name's Dagger Spells, but I always call her Dags. It's just what a nickname I've given her. Sorry, Dags. Variable, working but listening. Thanks for being here, hon. Appreciate it. I wish Algorithm was here. I got to speak to him last night on the live at Rachel's channel. Very good person. Okay. Jen B, if you can keep posting that link, I would appreciate it. Thanks to everybody for joining the membership. Sorry I've not been uploading. It has been so hectic in my personal life right now. I want to apologize from the bottom of my heart. YouTube has not been on my mind, and I'm sorry. I mean, if you want to go ahead and unsubscribe from the membership, that's fine. No hard feelings. You know, you've got some people you just love and you want to support. I have a lot of those people, okay? But if you feel like I'm not providing you content, I will not be at the least hurt if you do not want to no longer join the membership. But once things get back in order, I do plan on uploading a whole lot more. I've got so much stuff on the back burner that I want to do. Just, you're going to have to be patient with me. And I would turn it off. But here's the thing. If you turn it off, I don't think you can turn it back on. And I want to make sure I give back to you guys. Okay? It's not for me. It's for you. This channel is your all's channel. It's not mine. You all are what make the channel. Okay? I have cried so much in the past 7 days. It's not funny. So sorry if my voice is like I'm in and out. Emotions, they're just all over the place. They are all over the place. So this is not a typical stream for me, guys. It's very hard. I was asked twice this weekend to go up on people's panels. I guess people didn't see my community post. I don't know if I actually put it on there. I think it was, no, I didn't put that on there. But I was out of town this weekend, and I had to tell 2 people no, and I'm sorry for that. But I barely looked at my phone all weekend. So, sorry if there's some text messages I haven't answered. I've been really busy. This is one of the hardest things I've had to deal with. You guys? I can't explain what this is doing. If I can just ask you all to please pray for my friend and his family, please. The prognosis is not good. He's been given like 4 months to live. Sorry, I keep bringing it up. I'm totally going off topic. I can't help it. But when you meet somebody and you just love them so much as if they're real family, they are. It's so hard, guys. I can't explain it. But I think I've laughed and cried enough to last a few years. Lots of good memories there, you guys. And I have my eyes closed, so I'm not even looking at the chat right now. And I apologize up and down, but I cannot control my emotions right now. I bet my mascara is running too. I should go put my hat on. I just got out of the shower. So I have last night's makeup on. Still on my eyes, you guys. And I get out of the shower. My husband's like, hey, your eyes still look good. I don't typically sleep in my makeup. And I usually take it off before the shower. So I was like, oh, really? It's odd. So Revlon. There you go. I'm giving some Revlon a plug there for their good waterproof mascara and eyeliner. He is so sweet, Aaron. Thanks, guys. We went to Lowe's earlier and got us a new grill. Our last grill caught on fire. The last 2 ribeyes we were grilling out, the grill and the ribeyes are on fire. So I splurged tonight. We got the grill, stopped by Aldi's, however you want to say it. And I went in there looking for tamales because I've never had a tamale. Okay, so I heard that Aldi's had them. So I run in there, and of course I come back out, no tamales. They don't have them. And I splurged and got 2 really thick ribeyes. Never paid this much for a ribeye in my life. It was like, one was 12 something, one was 13 something. But I was like, by golly, we have a new grill. And my last 2 ribeyes got scorched. So what's not thick, good ribeyes with a brand new grill? So, yeah, kind of splurged tonight. So, thanks to the state for a free EBT card for the kids. They sent everybody $313, gotta have that, $313 EBT. I've never had an EBT card, so it's kind of weird using it, but yeah. So, thanks, Kentucky, for the ribeyes. Okay. And, yeah, so I'll let you all know how those are. Yeah. All right. So, y'all want to see some, here, let me, Jen, can you post that link again so I can open it in a new window? Oh, I see it. I got it. Thanks, honey. I'm going to play some of this for you guys. Let's see. Open link in new window. All right. Let's share the screen. See if you all can hear this. Share audio. Where is it?
Great part. He really does.
And he has a challenging path, just like you do, and just like K Smalls does, and just like Rachel does, and just like I do.
He's gone through a lot just since the effects took place. And that,
absolutely.
Remember how you had the deer in the headlights, the Twilight Zone feel for that first 2 weeks, trying to figure out how in the world, you go through that, and it's like, and we got to witness this. He showed
Let's see.
the progression.
Hold on.
As he
And,
realized and went through that.
Amen. And you don't know where your money's come from.
Can y'all hear that?
Went away.
Let me turn it down. Don't want to blast y'all's ears.
If you don't know it in your gut, you can't feel and see what is actually going on. And you're in the dark.
This video that we're watching right now is from 2011. Just letting you know.
Talker or a doer? Do your part. Spread the messages of truth. Don't just be an observer. Don't just absorb it. Post, repost, share, feature. Send people to people who are true. If there's somebody out there that's your favorite, and it probably isn't me, but if there's somebody out there that's your favorite and they're sharing good information, share that with others. Favorite their video. Post it. Things are happening. Things are coming close. Better start preparing. Not just food and water and shelter. And here's another thing. Remember this, okay? If you think that there is a place that you're going to go on the face of the earth and you're going to be better there than somewhere else, this stuff that is getting ready to take place is going to affect all of the world. You better be self-sustainable as long as you can. So, remember, they tell you to run north. What if there's a pole shift? Uh-oh. Maybe you should have went south. Never know, do you? Never know. That's where you better be praying about it. Better get some direction from upstairs. Y'all be praying for me. Praying for you. I am sailing a vessel upon life's sea. This ship I'm sailing was made just for me. Now the master shipbuilder knew all of my needs. He built the ship to sail on life's sea. When the waves begin crashing, the wild wind blows, Jesus softly whispered, steady as she goes. Steady as she goes, child, upon life's sea. Steady as she goes, he whispers to me. Now the ship I am sailing.
Honor, brother, and I'm gonna close out, and I'm gonna play a song that's personal to me. So I can't talk right now. I'm just gonna play this song.
You call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail. And there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep. My faith will stand, and I will call upon your name, and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, you are mine. Your grace abounds in deepest waters. Your sovereign hand will be my guide. My feet may fail and fear surrounds me. You've never failed, and you won't stop now. So I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours. You are mine. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is.
I ask you, please pray for me and my family. Okay? And I love all of y'all.
And take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Call upon your name. Keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine.
There's an old saying, it's been real, it's been fun. It ain't been real fun. It has been fantastic. For all the sufferings and for all the garbage we do put up with, it's been an amazing run. And I'm thankful to God for all of you.
Okay. Let's find it on here. There's my Rachel. All right.
Yep. Hey guys. So if you just tuned in, I just shared a yeah, I'm just wearing shades right now because I'm told myself I wasn't gonna.
He sent me a text while I was in the hospital even. He's
and
great guy.
This is
Jason's
Algorithm.
people
He's
have
awesome too.
discovered a
This
way
is Photo and his wife
to
Michelle.
learn Christ by listening to you, and I think that is as big as it gets.
I just want to share some of this with you all, just in case you don't know. Photo has been around longer than any of us. He has known me the longest out of anybody on YouTube. I've known him the longest. So let me turn my phone off. I keep getting texts. All right. So I just wanted to share this with you all so you can see it. I see a lot of people have dropped out. That's fine. But this is my stream and my way of showing how much I love these people. Okay, they're just genuine good people. Okay, this is who I went to visit this weekend. So I wanted to share this with you all, and I show up here in a little bit, so y'all can laugh, do whatever. For those that say I never came up, well, I'm going to prove you wrong. But just sit back and listen, okay? This man has been affected by photos preaching and his good heart and his good nature as well. He also, I love Algorithm's voice. I could hear him talk all day long. And this isn't a really, really long stream, but I just wanted to play little bits and pieces of it just to share that with you guys, okay? Other than that, I want to talk about a few more things after we're done here. So just sit back and listen. Also, too, I want to see if you all can hear this if I mute. So I'm going to play it, and I want to see if I mute. Just put a 1 in the chat if you can still hear it when I mute.
That's pretty awesome, man.
I mean,
there's a good bunch of people over there. I love them. I used to drop in there and call him on the show every now and then.
I know you did.
I'd hang out in the chat rooms and stuff, and a lot of great people in there, man. A lot of great people.
Yeah, for sure. And as you go through your journey as the only representative of J. Chris's channel here tonight, I got to tell you, you made such such a big impact. And I wish sorry, Rachel.
What
You're
really?
fine, brother.
Why? This is what we've been doing for the
Say
past
you're
3
sorry
days.
for crying.
Don't ever. Why do people apologize when they cry, but they don't apologize when they laugh or even when they burp?
Well, because you can't talk, and you're trying to talk, and you can't get it out. And
Emotional.
It's emotional. It's
It's
okay.
good, though. It's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
so, bless you. Bless your family. Ah, there we go. And I know you got struggles, and everybody has hard times, but man, you brought so much to so many. So, there we go. I
You know
think
what?
I
love
think
you.
I got it back together.
I love you, brother. You hear me?
Yes.
Thank you. And listen, I'm just I'm tickled that you even brought up J. Chris, man. And when you talk to him and you're in there, please make him aware to. I might even drop him a text and link to this show after it's done. But let him know that that we were mentioning him. And if y'all don't know who that is, you need to go over and check out his channel. He's a great guy, and a lot of wonderful people in there. There really are people who can see, and that's important. That's where it starts. You got to have those people who can see, and
Yeah, and we all have to stick together as we move on.
That's right.
Rachel, my friend, we got to stick together.
We have been, and I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, to be able to turn this virtual, like he said in his videos, it was very prophetic because that was what 2011. You talked in that video
9 years ago.
Not yeah, and he was saying, "What are we doing? Are we watching? Are we doing? Are we making an effort to connect in a real way?" I mean, we played in the river today. We built stones. We skipped stones on the river. We've sang around the piano. We played the guitar. We did skits. We danced. We ballroom danced. We tangoed. I mean, I don't even remember if we
We
ate.
sang Disney songs.
Oh, we sang Disney songs. I don't even remember if we ate along the way. Oh yeah, Cracker
Did we
Barrel. We did
Yeah, we had
Cracker
some
Barrel.
today too. So
I mean, we've been and his.
No, Denny's.
Oh yeah.
Denny's today.
Well,
yeah.
we've learned so much, and to me, this has been the most healing, beautiful experience that I've had that I can remember. Because when you're with people who are just authentic and real, you've been talking to them already for a few years, and then you get this bonus right here. And then I got to meet their daughter, who's just a starseed, angelic creature, who's the most special child I've ever met. So when you get that and you get this community, then community turns into what it's supposed to be. I mean, none of us were looking at our phones just to take pictures, to capture the moment. We were creating constantly. We were laughing. This is what we used to be. This is what the world used to be. And we can blame it on the Mandela or the shift or CERN. But the truth is, it's still there because we created it. And I don't know if it takes someone getting real sick and not knowing the outcome for us to come together like this. I just wish we could do it more and not have it be that reason. Because we've created the most beautiful thing that's forever. It goes beyond physical. What we've created is a bond that there is no, and a lot of us have that, and we have the potential to do this with each other. So I just want to, for me, this has been really a beautiful experience. And I know that I'm more sure than ever that, that God has this family's back, because God is.
Well,
now you're making me cry, Alga.
absolutely. And I got it back together. And I will tell you that when you have those human times without a mask, without the nonsense of politics, without the nonsense of the medicine and all the garbage that people have to deal with, when you can reach out and hold his hand, bingo.
That's what it is. I mean, it's beautiful. When we did a live stream, the three of us, like 8 hours.
We got our hands here.
Well, we did a live stream 8 hours long, and it's like, so when you meet someone like that, when you see him in person, and you get to experience face to face.
When I did that procedure, I'm keeping my bracelet here. It said they made me a fall risk.
Fall risk.
Yeah, I'm a fall risk.
Oh no!
So now wherever I go, I think it's fun.
Dude, you're only gonna fall upward, and you're only gonna bring so many with you, and that is the gift. I mean, yeah, our time here is fleeting. It's short. We don't understand from where we came or why, but when you can express the love that you have for God, for Rachel, for your wife, for your daughter, for everybody you've ever touched in YouTube, which is a lot more than the numbers ever gave.
Yep,
brother, you nailed it. And I know you're leaving here in not so distant future.
Right.
We're gonna find you.
You better look me. Here's the thing: if I make it into that kingdom, after all this meat suit's put away, when I leave here, if God grants me and I made it, I made the cut, so to speak. If I get there and anybody, if you don't, I'll never know you ever existed. And if you get there and I don't, you'll never know I ever existed, because there's no sorrow, there's no tears, there's no pain, not there. It's all wiped away. But it says we will know as we are known. And so if you make it and I make it, we're going to know who each other is. At first glance, we're going to know.
Absolutely. And can I tell you?
Talk. Oh, it's awesome. Yes, please.
Can I tell you, in this digital realm, we've already found the remnant. We already know who we are.
That's a deep statement.
I believe
we have.
I believe that's a true thing.
And I'm watching you on my monitor right now, and I'm looking in your eyes, and I know you, and I know Rachel, and I know your wife, and I know your daughter's heart, and I know all of you guys. And I am so thankful to have been part of this.
I love you, man. I really do. And what I would say this, because I'm not going to be real long tonight, but I would say this to you and to anyone that would hear this: keep the faith, keep searching for God, keep getting closer to Him, pray, talk to Him like you talk to your best friend, make Him your best friend, and just trust Him. All of this fear and the fear-mongering in the world, all of the things that they tell us and all the things they want to scare us with, all of these things must needs be. All the things are going to come to pass ever prophesy. And it's going to be bad at times. And then there's the times where we lose loved ones, just like me leaving early. All of these things are what they are. But everything serves its purpose. And all things work to the good of them that love the Lord.
Yep.
And so
absolutely,
if we just trust and keep the faith, and so I say this: no matter what, don't trust man, don't even trust yourself. Trust God only. Just trust God completely, and do everything in your power to make Him happy and pleased with you. Time is short. It really is. A lot more than you might imagine. Those prophecy buffs out there know exactly what I'm talking about. But ultimately, you don't want to, it says take no thought for tomorrow, what you're going to eat or wear, eat or drink, or even what you're going to wear. That's right. You take no, here's the thing. You don't know tomorrow's coming. And all you have is today, here and now. It says today is the day of salvation. And so I say, live your life to its fullest. Don't get too trapped in this internet and all of the things going on here. He's just messing with her. I got a dog in heat. That's a bad thing. I really do.
Okay, so the link that Jen B is putting in chat, that's not his channel. It's just he was live on Rachel's. He's also been on Airborne Saint. He had a channel close to 60,000 subs, I think. I think that was the number. And he deleted it a few months back. So much good content, you all. My first viral video had over 300,000 hits. Was a video of his that I mirrored. It was a part 1 and part 2. I put them in 2 parts. They were 2 separate videos on his channel. I put them together into one. It went viral. As viral as I can see. 300,000, that's pretty good. Everybody was thinking I was photo just because I uploaded. For the longest time, everybody was thinking I was him because I had uploaded that video. But I had already known him, got his permission, and it really, from then on out, I was talking to him more and more and more and more. And he became part of my family. Throughout the years, we've gotten closer. And as soon as I heard that he was sick, I didn't care. I mean, I just got back from Gulf Shores. You think I really felt like driving 4.5 hours? No, it didn't matter. He could have lived in California. I would have gotten there. Okay? So, this is my friend. This is my family. I'm just wanting to share with you all somebody that I love and care about. And I have a few more of his videos I want to put on my channel. I'm not going to monetize them. There's no need for that. I thought about maybe just taking it all off my channel. We'll see. I love to give back to you all, and that's the only reason I monetize. It's not for me, it's for you all. So, I'm going to have to really think long and hard about all that. Okay? So, let's just watch a little bit more of this, and then I'll get back to the chat. I think Jen B's going to come up here and join me in a little bit. She's like family to me as well. I've grown to love her. One of the biggest hearts I think I've ever met. A beautiful, beautiful soul, Jen. And I appreciate you being here for me. And my mom, who's in the chat right now, went with me on this trip. We did not want to leave. She said it's the most fun she's had in she can't remember when. So, time is precious, and when you give your free time to someone, it speaks volumes. Okay?
But truly, y'all, if you're worrying about what might come tomorrow, you're going to miss all of the joy of today, right here and now. So love those that love you, around you, love one another. Take a moment, thank God every chance you get about everything, and stop and look at the ants. Look at the blades of grass and the veins in the leaf. Smell the air, even though it's chemtrailed. You can still inhale that oxygen, what is left there, right? Eat a fresh vegetable or a fruit out of a garden somewhere, and just sit and relax and enjoy the sounds of cicadas or the birds in the morning. All of these wonderful things. Once I'm gone, I won't hear those. It says there is no thought, nor work, nor nothing in the grave whither thou goest. This goes back to the dust. But the spirit, the soul, the ruach, the breath, that you are, who you are inside this flesh, this meat suit, this prison, goes back to him that gave it. You're an eternal being. Whoever you are an eternal being. And God wants you to come home to be with him when this is all done and said. So you need to be on the right side of the fence. That's first and foremost. But don't look so far ahead. Don't listen to everybody saying this is going to happen tomorrow or this is going to happen next week. You don't know you're going to be here then. You better know right now where you stand with God. And you always want to take advantage of every winking moment. There's going to be times that my wife will think when I'm gone, boy, I wished I would have told him this. Or I wished I would have said this. Or if I could have answered that differently. Or maybe if I could have just hugged him a little longer. It happens with everybody. Paul Adams' dad dying this morning. He's going to question, man, I wish maybe I could have got there sooner. Or maybe I could have seen him a little more. Or all of these things that we bypass because we're so afraid and running around looking at whatever the AI and the internet wants to tell us to look at, and mainstream media news telling you all this stuff to be afraid of. I'm telling you, there is no fear in perfect love. And God Almighty, the creator of all things, is perfect love. So celebrate. Don't cry for me, y'all. Don't cry. Just know that you're going to see me again and make that happen. Make sure you're ready and make sure you see me again. I better see you again. I'm going to be a little ticked if I don't.
See, there you go, brother. Sharing your heart, your knowledge, your desire for all of us to be there, even in the darkest human moments of your life. That's why we love you. That's why I knew Rachel a little bit from her channel, and I knew you a little bit from your channel, and you guys coming together should have brought like 10 million viewers.
You'd think so.
To this space where we can overcome the nonsense. And I know it's a fallen world. I get that. And the work you guys are doing in this fallen world is tremendous. And I don't apologize for being emotional before, but you got me.
You know, your heart and your love and your passion comes forth. That's a good thing. Whether it's trying to get people to open their eyes and see the things that are going on around them, or to just wake up and become aware of the reality that we're in.
Yeah, and look to God over man's world, because man's world is very dark right now.
A little bit.
And it's going to get darker.
That's right.
And we're going to have challenging times. And bless you for not having to deal with that, because that spirit right inside of you is so pure and wants to help so many that you probably get a pass. And this may sound not right, but
I don't know if we have to go through that, but it would be nice.
Yeah, and amen. I mean, everybody in the chat who follows this and who has followed you for so long, people don't understand. If you have a YouTube channel, it takes a lot out of you to just do this.
Yeah.
And I have a very small channel, and it takes everything for me to just get up and do it and share what's in my heart. And here you are in the darkest time of your human life, understanding that you have a spiritual life beyond this, so it's not that big a deal. But when people watch you, which is why I broke down before, I mean, I'm watching you go through this, and hero, when they call these first responders, which are actually second responders because somebody called them first.
That's good.
That's good. That's good.
Excellent.
Right? And so here you are on the front lines of your existence, and you're willing to be here and share with us. Brother, man, you're filling up my heart.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you what, behind every man is a good woman. She's getting ready to go to bed, I guess, too. She's got to go to work. Let me sit in this chair a minute.
Sit here for a second. We're not going to make this a lot longer. I love hearing, like, just him sharing, just like he's doing right now. One of the things that I love about Photo Helix, he took his channel down for a while. And I said, you're not done, brother. You're not done entertaining, because this man's an entertainer. But he didn't want to do that. He came back on to share every one of your stories. And it was called The Hot Seat. And I was in such respect of that, because what we all need to be doing is, like he said in his video, share the people who are spreading lights. share the people who have that, because this is the time to come together. And just hearing you speak, now I even feel closer to seeing you in my chat rooms all the time. You've been such a big support for me, and now I hear your voice. COVID. I hear your I hear your voice. I hear your voice, and it's like, oh my God, that's the guy behind the. You hear them, they become real, and
It's Batman. Speaking of behind the voice, you need to pull Kay's mom. I
Kay?
think she's ready. She's still in there. If you get it ready.
are you there, Kay?
I'm here.
She is.
Yes.
That's my girl.
Hey, thank you for being here too, Kay. We had words can't describe the past couple days. Do you want to say anything?
Let's just say this. We feel something through these computers, right?
Yep.
But then when you actually feel touch-to-touch presence with you all, you can feel that Holy Spirit that resides within us. We recognize it because it's the same spirit within. It's why we can resonate so much with each other. The feeling I got when I met both of you, all three of you, 4 of you, 5 of you, is absolutely amazing. Words cannot describe it. And I just want to say I love you guys.
Oh, you too.
We can't really describe all the things, but I can tell you this. I got about 4 weeks of editing of moment.
Me too. My goodness, right? I don't know who's going to get it done first.
We give each other little gifts. I still got this beautiful necklace that you gave, and we shared.
We're wearing
friendship bracelets. Like,
Look at that.
We went to the river today.
Michelle got one, Paul Adams got one, Rachel. Well, we all went down there, and they were gifts, and then we gifted them to each other.
Those are beautiful.
But here's the thing, is what I say, is time is really limited, and we don't know. I always believe in miracles. I don't like to write the end of the story with anybody, but I will say this. I've had about 3 people that I've lost this year, suddenly, and I just said to them, why did you leave without saying goodbye? So if you have a chance and time to actually forget everything, jobs, COVID, videos, all the stuff they're trying to poison our mind, just forget all that and come right back to the basic, which is love and reaching out to each other. And I thought if I had a chance and I knew anybody in my life was sick or they might be heading out before me, I would be there. And I made that commitment to myself. And wasn't it the best, couple days? You can't even describe it. It was like, we didn't say we felt like we were at Disneyland. Yeah.
I said, I feel like I just left a theme park.
My house is compared to Disneyland. That's something.
It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That library, there's not a word to describe that library.
It's a portal. It's a portal. Just what I love about this whole place is, can you just please show that moon painting that you gave me? The moon, the painting of the moon on the river, on the wall. Okay.
Photo. My daughter loves that painting.
And
she like that?
And this is the painting too, yeah? This is the painting right here. He's done this beautiful painting here. I mean, it's everything everywhere you look. It's got spirit, and I've got so much, guys. When I put together this, it's just going to be inspirational, because this person is a man of God and a magical human being. The spirit doesn't really end; it just continues. And his whole time has been about making our experience good when he's going through what he's going through. And can I just show that?
And I'll tell you, Photo Helix, that's the bingo right there. What Rachel said before she left and before she came back. You doing what you do, in spite of everything, is the reason that everybody who has ever dropped into your channel and got to know you even a little bit truly loves you. I mean, and heartfelt. And the chat can put a 1 in there to make it official, but they don't have to. But when you reached out to a person like J. Chris and you spent your time, put him in the hot seat, and you're asking him hard questions, and he's kind of like not in the same space as from where you were coming, but you wanted to do that.
Mhm.
I mean, that is how I knew you, like, in that moment, and I was so proud to be part of his channel in your chat. That it's like, my friend. I mean, you're like friend for life right there.
Man, I appreciate that. Touches my heart, man. And even listen, I don't want to be just friend for life in this flesh. I want to be friend for eternity over there too. So
Friend for eternity,
friend
absolutely.
for eternity. There you go. And yeah, man, J. Chris is awesome. He really is. He's a good guy. He's got a great heart. He really does.
And he has a challenging path, just like you do, and just like K Smalls does, and just like Rachel does, and just like I do.
He's gone through a lot just since the effects took place. And that,
Absolutely.
Remember how you had the deer in the headlights, the Twilight Zone feel for that first 2 weeks, trying to figure out how in the world, you go through that, and it's like, and we got to witness his channel. He showed the progression as he realized and went through that.
Amen. And you don't know where your money's come from. You don't know where your food's coming from, and you're trying to separate man's world from the real spiritual world. And I will tell you this: you have done the best job to help people do that. I think of all the channels who proclaim to be Christian, you've done the best job to help them separate man's world from the spiritual world, the wheat from the tares. And as we go through 2020, and as we go through the COVID nonsense, and as we deal with all of this stuff, man, I tell you, I'm not going to break down again, because I got my love out of that. But I so appreciate the work that you've done in this digital realm for Christ and for yourself and for us.
Man, thank you so very much. And I will say this. You remember on my channel, the description on my channel, it says, if you forget me, you've lost nothing. But if you forget God, you've lost everything. And so I don't even want people to see me, John, or Photo Helix. I want them to see Christ in me. And to lead them back to I thought, you know what I mean? I'm nobody. I am the dirt you walk on. I always have been, and always will be. But I want to say this. Whatever it is, whoever you are that's ever been touched or even angered by anything I've had to say at any time, given point, anything at all, if I've had an effect or touched your life in any way, shape, form, or fashion, then take whatever bit of knowledge or tidbit of information, or whatever it is, and carry the torch and run with it. Spread that message and carry it forward. Don't put me on no pedestal, folks. Okay, I know there's love here because we're brothers and sisters, and we really do have a closeness. And I love you all. If I could hug each and every one of you, I'd walk down the line. Y'all don't even have to move through the line. I'd walk to you. I really would. I love every one of you, and I pray for every one of you. Anybody, I pray to God, I ask Him to bless and to protect and to lift all of those. Anybody that sees my videos or his videos, or sees anything that I've said or done or heard about, that He will take that and touch their heart. And if they're His children, then He will bless them, protect them, and lift them up. And if they're not His, that He will open their eyes and touch their heart to lead them into a further, deeper understanding of truth, which is Him and His love. And so, ultimately, I love all of y'all. I really do. And I love this one. If you want to tell me good night.
Yeah, I want to say good night, everybody.
Love you, Shell.
Love you guys.
And
Y'all be good, and just keep praying for us, okay?
And if you do want to PayPal them at all, just know that you might go PayPal Photo Helix, but Michelle Ross is going to be on the name. So you did get it right. Just wanted
She's my
to
ultimate curator.
say. She is. All right. Say good night. I love you.
Good night. Good night,
Night.
y'all.
Love you.
Love you. Good night.
All right. Thank you so much. Get some sleep.
Rachel,
Yes.
can I give you a shameless plug?
I don't know for what.
I know. No, it's. I've watched you for. Well, you and I have been in. I've been on your channel for a couple of years,
Hmm.
and the fortitude that you've expressed, and the ability for you to drop what you're doing and go see our friend, to me, is huge. And it doesn't deserve like a pat on the back, but it does deserve acknowledgement that when you know a person's heart and you're willing to share what they're going through, wow.
Y'all come and see me. It's Disney World.
I'm gonna cry. Thank you
It
very
is
much.
Disney World.
And
Yeah.
and Kay Smalls did the same thing. And Kay Smalls and I have had differences in our past through this community. But what was so beautiful is through this guy, he brings people together. I mean, he just does. And it was so special and made me realize these stupid minute things in life that we have are just
Yep.
so stupid because it gets in the way of everything else. But I want to thank you, Elga, for saying that. And for me, it was more blessing to my life, I think, than anything else. It was probably the best thing I've ever done, and it makes me more inspired to jump on my gut and my heart and to forget everything else because we get caught up in the why not or the why or we couldn't, shouldn't, wouldn't. But man, if it has to do with love and supporting somebody, there's no question. Do it. Do it because everything else will take care of itself. I believe that.
Absolutely. And when we're in service of others, anytime we're in service of others, we are on the right path. And I know from Arizona to Tennessee is like being in huge service of others, and that's a big thing. And the people that follow you and are here with you and watch this, I mean, I know they're all like giving you high fives and thanking you, and Photo loves being there with you, and K Smalls being out there too. I mean, it's like it's a thing that should not be a big thing, but it's a big thing right now.
It's a big thing. You don't want to let them go. They feel like they're blood to me. We all have the same spirit within. It's undescribable. I didn't want to let you all go.
And we don't. And I think we're just seeing that Paul just joined, and Paul, everybody does know that your father passed away today. So there's been a lot, and Paul spent the day with us as well, and having to deal with the loss of your dad in the morning, and then to spend time still with friends. It's like I can't describe the intimacy and joy of the flow of. I mean, we're singing camp songs in the truck today. And this guy right here, he doesn't stop. And I prayed last night. I said, God, where are you? And he's here.
Yep.
This is what
right here, right now. Yeah.
And so we just have to remember that it's important.
Andrew, I'm very camera shy. You have no idea. No.
Well, yeah, for sure. And when you are inspired to drop what you're doing and go reach out to a friend who is having a challenging time, that is inspiring to everybody who ever watches your channel. My gosh. I mean, that's like, I mean, I could hug you and give you a high five if I could. And K Smalls and Photo Helix, I mean, we really are the remnant. And people talk about the remnant, but everybody in this chat, everybody who's here right now, we are the remnant trying to hold on to God's word and God's life in this fallen place.
Well, and that's what we realize what really is. Like, that is what is real. And that's what I realized is that is 100%. That's what's real.
And here's the thing, I'm not shy in person. It's just on the camera. You know, I'm a social butterfly when it comes to people. But when I get on camera, it's just like, oh, stage fright, like bad. So, anyhow. Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. So, I think this is all I'm going to show of this tonight. Just wanted to share a little piece of me and my friends. Rachel, if you all are not subscribed to Rachel's channel, um, she's amazing. She's amazing. So, anywho, welcome, Andrew. Appreciate it. So, Andrew, you were part of Rachel's channel then, right? Am I correct on that? Regardless, thanks for coming over here. I'm typically in a better place as far as doing live streams and having stuff to talk about. It's just the last couple weeks have just been crazy busy, crazy busy. Emotions running wild, and just it's I'm exhausted. I am so tired, you all. I'm not the one to run all over the place, and that's what I've done. And I tell you what, my feet hurt. My feet hurt. So, Jen, I don't know where you're at. I didn't want this to be too long of a stream. Alright, so let's get my bestie over here. Invite her over. Let's see. Copy to clipboard. Jen B, I'm sure you all have seen her in some chats around here. She's a very, very sweet person. The biggest heart. Thanks. The COVID 1984. Rachel actually gave me that shirt when we were in Tennessee. She was trying to hide it. She stuck it. They said they were making the bed. And it was the afternoon. I'm like, making the bed? What? And so I lifted up the comforter, and she had that. She had the shirt on a hanger, ready to give to me. And she's like, yeah, I washed and dried it, and blah, blah, blah. And then I watched her video, and she had it on the plane on Friday. Oh, Rachel's such a goober, but I love her to death. She's awesome. So there's the link, Jen, if you want. Did it post? There it is. Yeah, it posted. So, Melissa Costner. I haven't gotten any. No, listen to this. So, YouTube Analytics now shows you how many of your subs have the notifications on and how many of them have it turned off or all. And check this out. There's only like 4,000 or 5,000 subs that have their notifications turned on for me. So like I said the other day, since they've added that bell on YouTube, which has been a couple years, since they've added that, my views have went down the drain, and it messed everything up. So it's actually nice to see how many people have the bell turned on. But 5,000 of my 15,000 subs don't have that bell turned on, or don't even know about this notifications. Who knows? What's up, Jen?
Hey,
How are you?
you know, living the dream.
Well, yeah. Did you get that little boy to sleep, or is he still awake?
He's still awake.
Ah. How you feeling?
He's upstairs with his daddy now, so he's good.
You feeling okay?
I'm tired, but there's other things to be blessed about and be grateful for, so I can't complain too much.
I hear that.
Just hearing your friend's story. I didn't know him until you sent me the link to watch a few days ago, and man, it just really has hit me hard personally, because I just couldn't even imagine being a wife myself and having a child, being faced with the circumstances that they're in. My heart just goes out to that family. I wish I could do more for them. If anybody could just PayPal them, $5, whatever, or even go over and say encouraging words to his wife. that would mean the world to them. I mean, I've personally been in a situation similar to this with my cousin, and
Yeah.
these situations, they just are not, they're not easy. It's tough, and to know that your days on earth are limited is mind blowing. It
And
really puts life in perspective.
your cousin was pretty young, wasn't he? 16?
He was diagnosed when he was 10 and he passed away when he was 16. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said. Yeah. Now, Photo, he has a rare form of cancer. He said it on a different stream what it was, but it's not caused from like smoking or anything like that. He used to work at a chemical plant, and I'm just wondering if it's from those chemicals that he worked in.
Probably.
My mother-in-law, she had glioblastoma, brain cancer, and they told her hers was environmental. And truth be known, that she lived in a house where it had flooded a lot, and there was a lot of black mold in that house.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if that's what caused her brain cancer, because it wasn't too many years after they moved out of that house she got sick. I mean, maybe a year after they moved out. And a 2-year-old had also died in that house prior as well, who lived there before. So it just, you never know. You just never know. And people think they can get rid of that black mold. No, it goes in the mold spores.
Doesn't ever go away.
You can't even bleach it off the walls. So,
nope.
But yeah, I'm just wondering if that chemical plant he worked at is what caused this, you know. Sad,
Probably.
very sad. But, you know, his faith is so strong.
Oh, it is.
Oh my gosh. And
just from what I heard last night, I mean, unbelievable guy. Unbelievable.
I wish you could have met him years ago through, YouTube.
I wish I could have.
I wish he hadn't have taken his channel down, because he had so many good messages on there, and a lot of people here on YouTube have re-uploaded his stuff, just not all of it. Somebody sent me a link to a website that has 420 of my videos on there, and I was so hoping that one that I downloaded was on there of his, and it's not. It's missing. So, but there are some videos on that website of mine that I've deleted, so I'm going to go through there and check them off and re-upload them and put them back on my channel. I'm glad that there's websites out there that has your stuff, even if you've deleted it off YouTube, it's still there. So it's good to know that some people like my stuff enough to put it on another website, right?
Right.
So it comes in handy, I guess.
It does.
But yeah, Jen, you've been there for me. I just wanted to publicly say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Well, you don't need to thank me. I mean, that's what friends do. You've been there for me as well. And, as friends, we don't need to thank each other. That's just what friends do.
Yeah, I know. And,
I'll be there for you no matter what.
How hypocritical of me to say that, too, because I always say that same thing. No need to thank me, that's my job, right?
Right.
So, but it's good to hear a thank you every once in a while.
It is.
It's just good to know that you're noticed and that you're cared for. And, I always tell people who I talk to, which I don't talk to a whole lot of people outside of YouTube, but when I do talk to them, please don't ever get upset if I don't text you back, because half the time my phone don't even work right. My mom will say she sent me something, and I'm like, no, I didn't get that. And literally, I showed her the other day. It showed up on her end that she sent it, but it never showed up on my phone. And you know how like the messages will have like 2 check marks if you've read it? Well, it only had 1 check mark on her end that showed her I never received it. So it was really odd. Why did I not receive that? I don't know. Could have been the storage on my phone or anything. So you just never know.
You're like the busiest person I know on this planet. So
oh my
getting
gosh.
a hold of you is like a miracle.
Well, I do stay busy. I do stay busy, but I try
You
not
do.
to let it affect my friendships and stuff. But just know, if I don't come to you and say something, I'm not upset with you. you
Oh
know?
no, we established that a long time ago
Yeah,
in our
yeah,
friendship.
yeah. So,
You and I both we both struggle with a lot of the same things, and we
hmm
both have a lot in common, and we both have kind of the same goal set, mindset, and again the same struggles. So we both kind of know if you don't hear from me for a few days, that doesn't mean I don't love you. That doesn't mean I don't care about you. We just got other stuff going on in life.
yep, that
That's
is.
just that's real life, you know?
hmm
That's real life.
And, sometimes this whole YouTube thing is all anybody has. They don't have family or friends to go to. This is their family and friends. So try to always keep that in
Yeah.
mind. Um, I go weeks sometimes without uploading or going live. Back, I think it was a year and a half ago, my channel got struck for the very first time, and they prohibited me from going live for 3 months. And that was
Mm.
when I was in my game plan, man. I was going live all the time, at least. I was on another show, a podcast, 2, 3 times a week, and then I had my own channel. And man, I was in the swing of things. And then they stopped me from going live for 3 straight months. And that really got me out of my groove, and I haven't ever really gotten back into that groove. So, like I said, I'm going to leave this drama community. If, I have my own channel. If people want to come over here and chat with me, that's fine. I'm going to try to spit out more truth, more positive messages, and, I'm here if you need me. I'm
Yeah.
never a Karen. Yeah, who called me a Karen?
More words of
Ah,
encouragement.
Andrew, no, 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 not a Karen. No, 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 no.
Someone called you a Karen?
Andrew, he's like, I like your channel too, Kate. Does K stand for Karen? Yeah, it's not. Just call me K. That's all you need to know.
She's not a Karen.
Uh huh. So
She's
yeah,
far from a Karen.
let me get over here to my
Yeah, I think
regular.
I think right now on YouTube we just need some more positivity, some more uplifting, some more encouraging words to share with one another. There's a lot of hatred and negativity and just vile things going around, and that's not that's not how I want to live every day.
Mhm. Right.
Um, and you as a creator, you have the option to stop that and to not participate in that anymore.
Mhm.
And you have the ability to start, I don't want to say preaching the gospel by any means, but you do have the power to be more encouraging and to share more uplifting stories so people can get away from that drama, even if it's for a day or two, to have a safe place to go to where people can actually hear positivity and hear nice things about themselves, or have a safe place, a safe channel to come to where
Yeah.
they're not going to get attacked and harassed and beaten up or called names or whatever.
This is a safe place, so anybody can come here. They won't get yelled at, they won't get cursed at, and yeah, I would hope that everybody knows this is a safe place. I truly do try to show everybody love, regardless of who they are, regardless of what they believe, regardless of their opinions. I have so many friends that think differently than me, but we don't let that come in between our friendship. Um, if I like you today, I like you tomorrow. If we're good today, we're good tomorrow. Um, and if I have an issue with you, I'm going to come to you privately. I'm not going to put it out there publicly. Um,
Right.
you know, There's also been people in this drama community, per se, that have been trying to contact my friends and talk smack about me, and they've stopped them. They're like, hey, I'm not going to go there. We made peace. You know, don't try to contact my friends, and just because you're upset with me, try to talk smack and get them to talk about me. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Um, And before I leave the per se drama community, I will spill some tea and I will drop some bombs. And that's my plan, and then I won't go there again. And I'm not going to go look for any of the backlash or anything, but I will put my truth out there for everybody to hear.
Yep.
So when I leave, I'm going to leave the drama community with a bang. All right? I'm
Yep.
going to put complete truth out there.
We had to talk about that earlier this evening or today about how people deserve to know the truth. And there's a lot of lying that's going on, between people who think they're each other's friends. And there's a lot of manipulation and a lot of mind games people are playing with one another. And
There's a
it's
lot of
just so
setting up that goes
toxic.
on. There's a lot of
Yeah, it's
setting up,
just,
and it's not cool. If you do something wrong, by golly, own it. Own it, apologize, move on. Quit rehashing old stuff that happened a year ago. If you've lied about something, apologize, move on. Like I always say, you're going to get more respect for
oh,
telling the truth
absolutely.
and being honest and
Hmm.
owning up to your lies and BS than to keep telling more lies, digging yourself into a hole. And just because one lie makes a ton more lies. So if you're honest, you have nothing to worry about. People are like, "Well, why did you change your font, Kay?" I changed my font, and now I see a lot of people have changed their font, and that's because I've
Yeah, I've
had clone
noticed that.
accounts. I've had clone accounts made of me. I've had clone accounts made of my family doxing me. You know, the whole swatting aspect has got to stop. Doxing has got to stop. We need to make YouTube fun again, and that's what I plan on doing. Maybe I'll make my own little community because the way it's going right now, no, everybody's getting tired of it. They are. They're getting tired of it. They want a safe place to
Hmm.
go. So, y'all can
There's a
come
lot
over
of people
here.
I know that are leaving
Yeah.
YouTube. They're done with it. They can't mentally be in the drama community anymore, and they're shutting their tablets and they're walking away
Mhm.
because they just can't deal with it anymore mentally, emotionally, whatever, the toxicity. They can't deal with it. And I've been in a part of kind of the community for multiple years. I don't usually come on panels. I usually am silent and keep my mouth shut and mind my own business. Um, but just the things that I witness is just the toxicity is just, if I didn't have a real life and a husband and my real friends, I could see how easily you'd be able to get wrapped up into this community and let it mentally just destroy you.
Even with a real
And
life, it's hard to not
oh
get
yeah,
soaked into
abs-
it.
yeah. I mean, it's just at some point there's got to be an end point. There's got to be an end point, or there's going to be major destruction. And
Mhm.
by major destruction, I mean somebody is going to end up dead. I live
Mhm.
in a town where a man was swatted on YouTube. It was a fake SWAT call, like we've heard of multiple times in the drama community. And the police went into his house and shot him and killed him. And it was a false call in, it was a fake
Yep.
swatting.
Well, it's not a fake swatting is a fake police call. A lot of people don't realize that is what it is. That's why it's called swatted. It's not a quote SWAT team. Okay, swatting is when you call the police on somebody with ill intentions, a fake call. Okay, so that's what the swatting part is. Um, yeah, there's people in here in the chat that have been swatted. Aaron Cox just said he made a video of a bird in his yard today, and he was threatened to have the state police and animal control show up. You know,
Oh, jeez.
Aaron comes from the truther community where I come from, and I'm telling you what, this stuff has just become rampant within the last year and a half. Before the community I come from, you never heard of doxing, you never heard of swatting, none of that stuff. Okay, it's really getting bad, and wow, Aaron.
It's
So he
bad,
said,
and I've seen it happen. Literally, this guy lives 5 miles away from me that got swatted and died. He's
wow,
probably
okay,
about 5 to 10 years younger than us, but
right. So that was the one, the YouTuber that went out on his porch. Is that the
yes.
same one? Okay, wow.
Hmm.
And you would think that would make people wake up, you know? I'm very fortunate that I know people in law enforcement, and a while back I contacted who I needed to contact. Okay, so it's a scary thing, especially when you have children. It's a very scary thing.
Well, that whole incident made our town really wake up to the
Hmm.
whole swatting uh, activity. And now we have a whole crime unit that is dedicated to the cyber stalking that happens. So, unfortunately, it did cost this young man his life, but we do now have a very dedicated team of investigators and police officers and detectives
That's awesome.
who do a really good job of investigating these cyber crimes in my town now.
Hmm.
So
Well, my stepdad
it
used to work at the jail, so I know a whole lot of people in this area. So, I mean,
it's just
it's good to
you know
know. It's good to know
it
people.
happens so close to home, and
I
it's
bet,
just like
yeah. I didn't even know that. How many times have we spoke and you've never told me that? I did not know that. That's so
it's
sad
like
for his
wait,
family. He had a family
yeah.
too, didn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but I think the call originated maybe from outside of the US.
Mhm.
If I remember correctly. My memory isn't that great, you guys. I had to have brain surgery a few years ago. Um, but if I remember correctly, the call originated from outside of the US. But the person that did make that call has been prosecuted and is serving time for that. So,
Good. Good. And that just goes to show, just because you're out of the country,
hmm
you're not fully protected there. So,
nope.
wow. Wow. A lot of people don't know that you've had brain surgery, and you've been through a lot, Jen, and I commend you
Yeah.
for you're very strong, very smart person, huge heart. Anybody that knows you, that have spoke with you, uh, if they haven't spoke to you and they do, they would fall in love with you as soon as
Oh,
they talk to
thank
you.
you.
So I appreciate you and your friendship, and I just wanted to let it be known, that I
Well,
can count on
likewise.
all 10 fingers. Okay, there's not a whole lot of people that I care for from you two, but there's a few that I would just do anything for, and you are one of them. So,
And likewise, I've told you that I would come down there and be with you if you needed me to be with your
yeah,
stuff that's going on, and
yeah,
you
I
know
appreciate it. I really do
we're
appreciate
just
that.
we're going through the trenches right now together, and that's just what we got to do, and that's what friends do for each other.
So, I haven't really got to talk to. I haven't really went live that much since I got back from Gulf Shores. That was amazing. I will say I don't know
I
if I
bet.
told you this, but the day after I was in the ocean for a few hours, I woke up absolutely no pain for the first time in 6 years. That was beautiful. I was
Oh,
like,
isn't it?
oh
Yeah.
my word. Yeah, so if we end up getting a pool, I'm going to make sure that it is salt water because it
If you
really.
end up getting a pool, I'm moving in.
Okay, come on. Hey, we're about to finish our basement, so, we'll have a place for you to stay if you do.
All right.
I have 3 levels and one's not finished. So as soon as we get the basement finished, you can just come and stay anytime you want.
Yeah, those
So
pools, I'm telling you, that aquatic therapy on your body, it just does wonders. Anytime I get into a pool, I always feel better. But the ocean, it's like heaven on earth out there.
I'm telling you, people that don't believe in God, and if they can go and experience that and have their pain taken away,
Mm,
I mean, that's
mm-hmm,
just a little tidbit of what God has given us. Just one of the little bitty treasures that He gives
mm-hmm.
us humans to enjoy, and people take it for granted. I look at the sky and I look at the birds and I look at the plants. Like Photo was saying, look at a blade of grass. The detail and the beauty in a blade of grass. People just take the little things for granted so much. I look at the sky and just think, oh my gosh, how amazing is it that we are on this planet? We are on a floating planet. I mean, do people ever just think about that? And like, it's crazy. Just crazy when you start diving in deep to these things that we're a part of and life itself and the beauty, and for people to not believe in God but look at, we have emotions. There's tears that go with emotions. There's smiles. He gave us, 5 senses. And, even animals. A dog can love you unconditionally. Where does that come
Mm-hmm.
from? That does not come from a a proton that exploded. I'm sorry. You cannot get emotions from some proton that exploded. So, or
Right.
worms or anything. It's just, and God is a healer. And you know what? Here's the thing about healing. What I have experienced personally has humbled me and made me the person
Oh,
that I am.
yes.
I thank God every day for what I go through. But you know what? I try to not complain, for the simple fact is Jesus, Yeshua, was on that cross and dealt with every bit of pain, emotion, sadness, anger, sin. Everybody's a sinless man experienced all of that on the cross. And for me to complain about my little things, no.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? He is
Amen.
the healer, because as soon as we leave this earth, we are healed.
Yep.
Whether he decides to heal us on this earth or in the afterlife, he promises we are healed. So,
Yep.
you know, I leave it up to him and his will. Let his will be done. And that's what I pray for. For me, for everybody else. If he wants you to be healed on this earth, you will. Let his will be done. But by golly, you're going to be healed whether or not it's on this earth or in heaven.
Or not. That's right. And I think right now with the whole COVID thing going on, and families are struggling financially, and
As
times
far,
are
go ahead.
times are depressing right now for a lot of people, but we just have to find that one positive thing every day. Whether it be a roof over your head, clean water